Welcome to Tater Time Football, where we talk about everything around football. Here's your host, Tater Tot. Hey guys, welcome to week 14. We're getting really close to the end of Tater Time this year. We're going to do a couple more episodes after this. Plan on at least do an episode for next week for the championships. And then we'll do our bowl games and playoff rankings and go from there. Now, let's get into these picks. Now you have Washington at number 1, Oregon. Oregon's coming in at 11-0 right now, so they haven't been beat. So who do you?
Well, if I'm correct, I think Oregon is like the only undefeated team left, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, Washington, they're just complete 180, just like Michigan from last year. I think Oregon kind of steamrolls them. I mean, you've seen crazier things this year, honestly, but I really think Oregon just settles business with their last game before their conference championship.
And I think this is a guaranteed win for them. And to be honest, I think they're locked in on the playoff whether they lose or not.
Yeah, they could probably lose these next two games and they still be in it.
So, yeah, I can go with Oregon here. All right, now we have Michigan at number 2, Ohio State. They're coming in. Ohio State will be coming in at 10-1. I got Ohio State here because it should be a pretty easy win because Michigan's not the same team from last year, so
no.
I think we could both agree on that.
I think back-to-back you got Ohio State should easily handle Michigan. They pretty much manhandled Indiana, and I think Indiana was like the next. I mean, maybe Penn State. I don't know. The Indiana and Penn State haven't played each other, so
yeah,
I think they're pretty close. But we'll see. And I think Ohio State just takes cake on this one.
Okay. Now we have number 3 Texas at number 20 Texas A&M. An old rivalry brought back to life. Yes. But do you think Texas A&M can beat Texas? Because
I very well think that Texas A&M could beat Texas.
Okay.
I mean, Texas, it's at Texas A&M.
I get it.
I mean, yeah, you could say, hey, it's Texas A&M. They just lost to Auburn. I think one of the key factors for Texas A&M last week was they were just looking at Texas, and they thought, you know what, we're pretty good. Like, Auburn, man, it's Auburn. Dude, Auburn, if they can make it to the fourth quarter and hang there with people, they have a very good chance of beating them. And I mean, Georgia beat Texas 30-15 many weeks ago, but I mean, look at Georgia. I mean, currently, right now, Georgia is struggling with Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech actually just put a touchdown. It should be 10-0 before the end of the half.
Ooh.
So I mean, who knows?
What happens if Georgia loses and Alabama wins tomorrow?
Oh God! Don't get people started.
Oh, I'm not gonna be a fan. Like, I know I'm a fan of my team.
Yeah.
But you could always hope for the best. But I'm not saying that will happen.
Yeah.
But it would still be nice. Whether people want to hear that or not, think it would be nice. But
so who do you got?
I was going to go with Texas because I just don't think A&M's got what it takes. And, maybe Texas A&M can do it. But that would probably help Alabama's chances in the playoffs. So, yeah, let's go Texas A&M. Now you have Maryland at number 4, Penn State.
Now your Nittany Lions should be able to handle
Should.
Maryland. Should.
Should.
If you don't, you get some problems. but you should be able to handle it pretty well.
Yes. I'm going to go with Penn State as well. Now you have number 5, Notre Dame. They're coming in on 10-1 at USC.
Now, this, and I'm just looking at it, and you're looking at like USC's record. I believe are they 6-5? They're 6-5.
Mm-hmm.
You know, started off hot, looks really good, and then if you look at the record wise, you're like, man, they just fell off a cliff.
Yeah.
My boss is a big USC fan. He's from California. And I told him, I was like, man, Notre Dame will come in there and obliterate y'all. And he's like, well, if you look at it, he was like, USC is, every time they've lost, they've been leading in the fourth quarter and they get scored on and then they meet, and then they lose. So, I mean, if USC could find a way to pull out against Notre Dame, I'll be surprised. But I think the Fighting Irish take care of these, Trojans.
I'm going to agree with you on Notre Dame. Like you said about USC, I completely agree.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have number 6 Miami at Syracuse. I'm gonna let you choose first.
Oh, you're gonna make me choose? Oh, so it sounds like you got some stuff up your sleeve.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna pick Syracuse to upset Miami.
Thank you.
It's at Syracuse, and Miami has been shown to.
I've been right a lot about Syracuse at home. Now, I don't really have faith if they're not at home.
Yeah.
But, I call an upset here for Miami because Miami can be beat. Almost really any team can be beat this year.
Oh, yeah.
But I've seen a lot of, there again, flaws in Miami. But I've seen a lot of flaws in other teams. But just really they've kind of, not saying they've gotten bailed out, but in a way I am. But they've had some things just go their way, and it's just they've made it to this point where they're 10-1. But I think they're gonna be exposed, maybe I guess you could say, against Syracuse. Now that's just a possibility here.
Mm-hmm.
Now you got number 8 Tennessee. They're 9-2 at Vanderbilt at the sign.
Honestly, I was going to pick Vanderbilt, but I think their win against Alabama was a shock and awe. And I think they've been kind of exposed a little bit more to how they run their defense and their offense. So I think Tennessee comes in and just kind of settles them down.
I'm going to go with Vanderbilt here.
All right.
I feel confident in Vanderbilt to be able to at least hang with Tennessee. They've proved time and time again that they are a decent team. I'm not saying great team, but they're decent. And when they played Alabama, they had a really good game plan. And a lot of teams that they've played at home, they've just had really good game plan coming in. So, yes, I'm going to go Vanderbilt here. Now you got Cal at number 9 SMU, and they are 10-1 right now.
Yeah, SMU Mustangs are freaking like a rocket, man. They haven't stopped yet. I don't see Cal putting up any serious fight to stop their momentum.
Now, Cal, though, has looked decent this year, so I'm actually going to go with Cal here.
Oh, Jesus.
I know I might get a lot of these wrong, but this is rivalry week, and this is also upset week. Now you got Purdue at number 10, Indiana. Indiana is 10-1. Indiana.
Indiana should honestly come back, and I think this is rebound week. I mean, yeah, Purdue. Last couple of years, they were known to upset a couple teams.
Yeah.
But this year, they haven't quite. I mean, they're kind of. Oh, I mean, they're 1-10. So yeah, they're not the same. I'm just gonna go with the Hoosiers on this one.
Yes, I'm gonna go Indiana as well. They look really, really good this year. they've slipped up once, but I think they'll keep
Hey,
trying.
I think they're just building that program. That's all. I mean, they're going to get there.
Now you got number 15 South Carolina at number 12 Clemson.
I'm calling it. I think the Gamecocks come down and upset these Tigers.
Well, I'm gonna go with South Carolina too. I'm telling people it's like something about their defense, man. They got a stout defense. If you
It kind of reminds me of that. God, what was it like 2000 like 10, 2011 South Carolina defense, which is just nasty.
Yes, I think that was the year we lost to them. Yeah,
I just remember they were playing Michigan and that dude, I can't remember his name.
Yes,
and he hit him so hard his helmet, and his helmet knocked out the ball too. It was like, man, look at
like that guy hit him, and then the announcer goes, South Carolina gets the ball and they deserve it, and I'm like, yeah, I was like, that was actually a good hit. But
yeah, that was a good one.
Like now it would be target.
Yeah,
he about took his head off, but yeah, now. South Carolina, though, I've been, following them for a while, and people have overlooked them in the SEC. It's like every time Alabama plays them, they're like, oh, this is an easy win for Alabama, or this is an easy win for so-and-so against South Carolina. Like, don't underestimate them. They have a really good defense, and if they really get the ball first and they let you know that they're there, like they let their presence be known. Never let them get the ball first because they score on you. That defense is going to make you pay for it. It's like that defense will make you pay. But that's where I'll leave off with that one. Now we have Auburn at number 13, Alabama. I call a close game, but Alabama win it.
I told my coworker that if Alabama wins, it's by 3, and if Auburn wins, it's by 6. Because I think they have the game spread at 11, which is that's a lot.
Yeah.
Considering it's Alabama versus Auburn, and I would pick Bama. I don't think I picked against them yet this year.
Yeah.
So I've been wrong at least 3 times.
I only picked against them once, and that was the Tennessee game, and that was just like
that was a close one.
That was a little bit too close.
But I think since we're at home, I think Bama comes in. Just either they just get out of there alive and keep some type of dream alive, considering how these games go. Personally, as a Bama fan, I won't be mad if we don't make the playoffs. It wasn't our best year. I think it'd be a great rebuild year. If DeBoer needs to settle in and just wipe his slate clean with all these players and different coaches, dude, that's fine.
Yeah. And you also got to think that, people got to take this into perspective is, Alabama fans, all of us, really, Alabama overall, people need to look at the offensive coordinator as a tight end coach. He's not an offensive coordinator, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard for a tight end coach to be an OC. That's the sad part about it. He's not fully geared towards what should be done on the field. So there again, if Alabama doesn't make it, they still get a bowl game. It's like I'm always going to support my team. But if there's ever a chance that Alabama could sneak in, I'm still going to support that idea. That is a possibility. But there's other teams behind Alabama. Ole Miss is trying to sneak in, and South Carolina is trying to sneak in. It's like if
I think honestly, if South Carolina beats Clemson,
they're in.
I think they just jump us, and that's fine. Like, dude, they earned it. That's good.
It's like they earned it. It's like these teams that are behind us. It's not just don't look at just Alabama. It's like look at the teams behind them. They have a possibility to be there. It's like they're just waiting for some crazy stuff to happen ahead of them. Yeah. So you see what I mean? It's just been a good year to me. Like it's been up, down for everyone, not just Alabama, but everyone. Yeah. So yes, I can go with Alabama here. Now you have number 16, Arizona State at Arizona. Arizona State should very well handle this because they actually look really good this year, even with 2 losses.
Yeah, Arizona State. I think I think they played Kansas State. Yeah, they played Kansas State and BYU back to back and beat them. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna pick Arizona State since Arizona's a little iffy this year.
All right. And number 24, Kansas State at number 18, Iowa State.
I got Iowa State because I think, from what I've seen, just stat wise and a little bit of highlights, Iowa State looks more solid. Like they can keep it together.
Yeah.
Kansas State, they just keep. I don't know. Something's falling apart on them where they're just losing close, but they just can't contain and finish off.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm gonna go with Iowa State as well on that one. Now you got Houston at number 19, BYU.
I mean, man, the Mormons, they're kind of on a downhill slide. I think they lost 2 in a row. But
I think they should be able to handle Houston.
Yeah, they should. Houston
should. But, like, there again.
Yeah, Houston shouldn't have the amount of talent that BYU does. But we'll see. I think BYU, the Mormons, get it.
All right. I'm going to go with BYU as well. Arkansas at Missouri. Now, I'm going to go with Missouri here myself due to the fact that they're not in Arkansas. Missouri seems to have a better chance. Now, if Cook is in there and survives the game, Missouri's okay. But if he gets hurt, their backup is not going to save their life.
Oh, no.
Arkansas will beat them if that happens. So, like, as of right now that I know that Cook is there, I'm going to go with Missouri.
I'm also going to go with Mizzou on this one. Arkansas you thought Missouri had a bad thing. At least they have a quarterback that can go in there. Or Arkansas, I don't know what they're doing in the quarterback room.
Now you have Nevada at number 22, UNLV.
UNLV should be able to handle this. They're 5-1 in their conference, and Nevada hasn't beaten anybody, but it is a rivalry game, so.
Yes, but I still gonna go with UNLV here. Now you have number 23 Illinois, and this is our last one at Northwestern.
Hey man, I'm giving Illinois the gold trophy on this one. They should be able to handle Northwestern.
All right. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Illinois. I'm gonna be on the safe side here. I don't want to go too far. But do you have anything else to say now that we got those out of the way?
I'm honestly shocked right now because it says that Georgia Tech is second and goal on Georgia's 4-yard line, and they're about to score again before the second half ends.
Georgia Tech.
So that might be 17. Yeah, Georgia Tech might put down 17-0 on Georgia before the half is over. No. Okay, just getting that out of the way because, that's a game that's going on currently while we're recording this.
Yeah, we are recording this. Like, I know we haven't been doing, like, Friday night games, but it's just time constraints have caused us to have to do it today. I really don't have much to say besides, Roll Tide. Hopefully Alabama has a chance at something, but at the same time, I really am glad that, we've had a decent season, and everybody else, whoever makes the playoff, I wish them luck.
Yeah. I can also say I'm pretty excited for the playoffs this year. Yeah. Honestly, as just a fan of football, like, it doesn't matter if our team goes 0-12.
Yeah,
that's fine. Like, sure, I'll be like, oh, I guess I'm not watching my football game. But I've honestly enjoyed watching some of these games,
Yeah.
just how they unfold. I gotta keep enforcing telling people college football is no longer college football. It's very close to the NFL now with the NIL, other things that come in. The talent is so far spread out. The depth on the SEC, the Big 10, the Big 12s, even I guess you say ACC. It's spread out. It's gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, when your star quarterback drops out, yeah, the backup quarterback, he's probably not going to be the guy like how like Tua was to Jalen or how Jalen did to Tua.
Yeah.
You know, it's just it's really good for your, I would say, casual football fan. Maybe your diehard football fan might be losing his marbles because he's like,
Yeah.
this makes no sense. But I think as your casual football fan, money wise, it's probably bringing more. It's bringing more publicity to the sport.
Yeah,
and I think it's just better overall.
But you see, like, for instance, there's a lot of people mine in your age. Like, we're young. We grew up with Alabama winning, okay? Let's all just go ahead and get that out there. The younger generation, they were so used to winning.
We were born into a dynasty. It's a fact.
So now, trying to adjust to all this and, not being the top dog in the fight all the time. Now, I'm saying because Alabama's had their ups and downs, but let's kind of get the narrative out of the way that, everybody's saying, like, this hatred towards Bama because they won all the time. It's like now, it's like there's no reason to complain because now you have talent everywhere. It doesn't matter where you go. It's like no matter who you play, it's just like there's talent everywhere. It's like not just Alabama. It's like I hate to say it. It's at Auburn.
It's at Vanderbilt. Who would have thought Vanderbilt would have like 3 to 4 star players? I mean, sure, those guys are the guys, and if they sub them out, they got like 2 or 1 stars in there. There's no depth, but dude, like there's talent just there to just grab you by your ankles and just surprise you.
So that's what I love about it. The fact is that you're not always going to be looked at as like this top dog anymore. And it's like, I kind of like it, but I don't like it at the same time. Like, I'm like, at the end of the day, I am a fan of my team and there's other teams that I like. Like I tell people all the time, it's like, I'm not saying I'm a fan of those teams because, oh, you're a bandwagoner of every other team because your team's not that good. It's like, no, it's just there's teams that, whenever I used to go play the video games of football, it's like those are who I played as my dynasties. It's like that's what
you don't just like, just follow just one team and like everybody else could die. I hate these teams. Like, no, like it's fine to have like the little teams because you're just like, hey man, like if my team's not doing so hot, at least I can pull for somebody. And sure, I can't be like, oh, I'm wearing, let's say,
Penn State or
let's say like, let's say Notre Dame wins a championship here, and I go and buy a shirt and be like Notre Dame. It's like, okay, bandwagon, but at least I can still root for somebody.
I'd still buy the shirt. I don't see the problem in buying the shirt.
I don't know if I'd wear it because, especially down here.
No, I'm just saying. But you get that. I get that.
Yeah.
It's like you wouldn't do it down here, but like at the same time to have that from a national championship. Thank y'all for watching Tater Time Football. Hope y'all really enjoyed our lovely talk about everything going on. But what is the score right now, Cole, on the Georgia game before we head out?
17-0.
17-0 at the half for Georgia. So this is just some like the tip of the iceberg when it comes to what can happen in college football right now.
Yeah.
But I really hope y'all enjoyed, and thank you for watching, and see y'all in the next video. We've had a really good time doing this, so y'all have a good one.